The unwelcome guests. Dr. Mikhail Petrov adjusted his telescope at the Mauna Kea Observatory, his coffee growing cold as he stared at the impossibility before him. The Deep Space Tracking Array had picked up something that defied explanation. 17 objects moving in perfect formation, decelerating with mathematical precision as they approached the solar system. "Sarah, come look at this," he called to his colleague, Dr. Sarah Chen, who was reviewing last night's data. Sarah crossed the room and studied the readings. "Equipment malfunction. I've run diagnostics 3 times. Everything's working perfectly." Mikhail's voice carried a mixture of excitement and concern. Within 72 hours, every major space agency confirmed Petrov's discovery. The objects were real, artificial, and headed directly for Earth. The United Nations convened an emergency session. Secretary General Maria Alvarez stood before the assembly, her normally composed demeanor showing signs of strain. "Fellow delegates, we face an unprecedented situation. In approximately 15 days, 17 vessels of unknown origin will reach Earth orbit. Our scientists confirm these are artificial constructs employing technology far beyond our current capabilities." General Chen Wei of the United Earth Defense Force took the podium. "We've activated all planetary defense systems. However, I must stress that our military capabilities may be insufficient against a technologically superior force." The world held its breath as the alien fleet approached. Religious leaders proclaimed everything from divine intervention to apocalypse. Stock markets crashed, then surprisingly recovered as humanity's inherent resilience kicked in. People went to work, children attended school, and life continued with an undercurrent of anticipation. On the 14th day, the alien fleet established orbit around Earth. The largest vessel, a crystalline structure the size of Manhattan, positioned itself above the Atlantic Ocean. A smaller craft detached and descended toward the United Nations headquarters in Geneva. The world watched through countless screens as the shuttle landed with surprising grace on the prepared landing zone. The aliens emerged, tall, slender beings with opalescent skin that shifted colors in the sunlight. They wore form-fitting suits that seemed to be made of liquid metal. Their faces were vaguely humanoid, but with larger eyes and no visible nose. The lead alien stepped forward. When it spoke, its voice resonated directly in the minds of those present, bypassing language entirely. "I am Executor Prime Vexhai of the Dominion Collective. We come to integrate your world into our galactic civilization." Secretary General Alvarez stepped forward, flanked by General Chen and Dr. Elena Rodriguez, Earth's leading xenobiologist. "Welcome to Earth. I am Maria Alvarez, representing humanity. We're honored by your visit and eager to establish peaceful relations." Vexay's skin rippled with what might have been amusement. "You misunderstand our purpose. The Dominion has cataloged your world as Resource Node 7794. Your planet contains valuable minerals and biological specimens. Integration is not optional." The humans exchanged glances. General Chen stepped forward. "Perhaps we should clarify what you mean by integration." Another alien, introduced as Sub-Commander Telemar, produced a holographic display. "Standard Dominion protocol. Sentient species are relocated to designated habitat zones, comprising 15% of planetary surface. Remaining territory becomes Dominion extraction zones." Dr. Rodriguez couldn't hide her shock. "You're talking about confining 8 billion people to reservations while strip mining our planet." "Your species will be preserved," Vexai stated, as if this were generous. "Many primitive civilizations have thrived under Dominion protection." Alvarez's diplomatic training kept her voice steady. "We need to consult with our governments. This is a significant decision." "You have 72 hours, Vexai declared. "Then integration begins." The aliens departed, leaving humanity to grapple with an impossible choice. In a secure bunker beneath the Swiss Alps, Earth's leaders gathered. The debate was fierce but brief. When the vote came, it was unanimous. Alvarez and General Chen returned to meet the aliens. This time, They brought Admiral Jessica Torres, commander of Earth's Space Forces, and Dr. James Mitchell, director of the classified Project Aegis. Vexai seemed surprised by their quick return. "You have reached consensus." General Chen spoke with quiet authority. "We have. Earth respectfully declines your offer of integration." The alien's skin shifted to deep crimson. "You cannot decline. The Dominion has claimed your world." "Then we have a problem," Admiral Torres stated, "because Earth isn't for sale, lease, or conquest." Vexai's mental voice carried genuine confusion. "No primitive world has ever refused integration. You lack interstellar capability. Resistance is illogical." Dr. Mitchell stepped forward. "Perhaps we're not as primitive as you assume." The alien commander's large eyes narrowed. "This defiance will have consequences. The Dominion fleet will enforce compliance." As the aliens departed, General Chen turned to his companions. "Well, we've done it now." Admiral Torres smiled grimly. "Time to show them what humans are made of." The Dominion response was swift. Their ships formed a blockade around Earth, cutting off all satellite communications. Energy shields prevented any craft from leaving the atmosphere. In underground command centers worldwide, humanity's true defensive preparations began. Dr. Mitchell activated secure communications. "All Aegis sites. This is control. Authorization code. Phoenix Rising. Begin activation sequence." Across the globe, hidden facilities came to life. For decades, Earth's governments had secretly collaborated on planetary defense, using reverse-engineered technology from unexplained phenomena and careful study of theoretical physics. Captain David Kim commanded one such facility beneath the Korean peninsula. His team had trained for years without knowing if they'd ever be needed. "Sir, Aegis systems are online," reported Lieutenant Ana Vasquez. "The quantum resonance generators are at full power." "Any response from the other sites?" Kim asked. "All 12 stations report ready status. The network is synchronized." Meanwhile, the Dominion began demonstrating their power. They destroyed several obsolete satellites, broadcasting the footage worldwide. "Your leaders hide the truth," Vexai announced. "Submit to integration or face the consequences of defiance." Some nations wavered, but footage from resistance cells worldwide showed humanity's determination. In Moscow, Cairo, Sao Paulo, and dozens of other cities, people took to the streets not in panic, but in unified defiance. Dr. Petrov, the astronomer who first spotted the alien fleet, now worked with a team of scientists analyzing Dominion technology. "Their ships use a form of controlled gravitational distortion," he explained to General Chen. "It's incredibly advanced, but it has limitations. They can't maintain their shields while using weapons." "How do you know this?" Chen asked. Petrov smiled. "Because that's exactly the limitation our Aegis system was designed to exploit." As the 72-hour deadline approached, Vexai grew impatient. The Dominion had conquered hundreds of worlds, but never faced such unified resistance from a pre-interstellar civilization. In his command ship, Vexai conferred with his officers. "Their defiance is abnormal. No species at this technological level should possess such coordination." Telmar suggested, "Perhaps they have received outside assistance." "Impossible. We would have detected any advanced technology transfers." What the Dominion didn't understand was humanity's greatest strength, not technology, but adaptability and determination. Every challenge had made humans stronger. Every conflict had taught them to work together when faced with extinction. As the deadline arrived, Executor Vexai sent his final message. "People of Earth, your time has expired. Integration begins now." Across the planet, humans looked to the sky. In hidden bunkers, fingers hovered over activation switches. Humanity had made its choice. Now came the test of whether Earth could back up its defiance with action. The real battle for Earth's freedom was about to begin. Humanity's hidden strength. The first Dominion landing craft descended toward Earth's surface, targeting major population centers. Their confidence was absolute. No primitive world had ever successfully resisted integration. In the Aegis Command Center, Dr. Mitchell watched the tactical display. All stations, prepare for synchronized activation. On my mark. The landing craft reached the stratosphere. Mitchell's hand moved to the activation switch. Now, across Earth, 12 hidden facilities unleashed power that shouldn't have existed on a pre-interstellar world. Beams of coherent energy, guided by quantum entanglement, converged on the Dominion vessels. The alien shields flickered and failed. Landing craft tumbled from the sky, their crews frantically trying to regain control. None reached the surface intact. Aboard the Dominion flagship, Vexai stared at his displays in disbelief. Impossible. They're using quantum resonance weapons. How did they develop this technology? Telmar analyzed the readings. Executor, these energy signatures matched theoretical models from the ancient conflict, but those weapons were lost millennia ago. The revelation struck Vexai like a physical blow. The progenitor artifacts. They're on this world. Earth's defenders didn't give the Dominion time to process this information. Admiral Torres, commanding from a hardened bunker beneath Cheyenne Mountain, coordinated the next phase. All orbital defense platforms, engage at will. Show them that primitive doesn't mean helpless. Hidden satellites, disguised as space debris for decades, revealed their true nature. Weapons platforms, built using principles that Earth's scientists had painstakingly derived from mysterious archaeological finds, opened fire on the Dominion fleet. Captain David Kim watched his sector of the battle from his underground facility. "Sir, the Dominion ships are adapting to our weapons frequency." "Then let's give them something new to adapt to," Kim replied. "Activate the secondary resonance pattern." The nature of human engineering was adaptability. Where the Dominion relied on proven superiority, humans had built flexibility into every system. The weapon frequencies shifted, catching the aliens off guard once more. Vexai's command ship shuddered under the barrage. His fleet, designed to intimidate primitive worlds into submission, found itself in an actual battle. "Return fire," he commanded. "Target their ground installations." But Earth's defenders had learned from observing the Dominion's demonstration attacks. Mobile command centers constantly relocated, while hardened bunkers absorbed energy blasts that would have leveled cities. Dr. Petrov worked with an international team of scientists, analyzing Dominion communications in real time. "They're confused," he reported to General Chen. "They keep mentioning something called the progenitor legacy." "What does that mean?" Chen asked. Dr. Rodriguez, the xenobiologist, joined the conversation. "I've been studying the artifacts that inspired our defense systems. Carbon dating puts them at over 50,000 years old, far predating human civilization. The pieces began falling into place. Earth wasn't just another primitive world. It was a repository of ancient technology that humanity had unknowingly built upon. In orbit, the battle intensified. Dominion warships, recovering from their initial shock, brought their superior numbers to bear. For every ship disabled by Earth's defenses, 2 more pressed the attack. Admiral Torres recognized the shifting momentum. "All stations, prepare for Protocol Omega." Captain Kim received the order with mixed emotions. Protocol Omega was Earth's last resort, a full activation of every progenitor artifact simultaneously. No one knew exactly what would happen. "Admiral," Kim called over the command channel, "we're not sure the planet can handle that much energy discharge." "Better to risk uncertainty than face certain conquest," Torres replied. As Earth's defenders prepared for their final gambit, something unexpected happened. The artifacts began activating on their own. Dr. Mitchell stared at his console. "I'm reading activation signals from sites we didn't even know existed. There are hundreds of them, all coming online. Buried beneath millennia of rock and soil, beneath ocean floors and polar ice, ancient devices stirred to life. They recognized the quantum signatures of the weapons being used and responded accordingly. On the Dominion flagship, alarms screamed. Vex-High watched in horror as energy readings spiked beyond anything in recorded history. Executor, Telemar reported, voice shaking, these readings match the legends of the progenitor defense grid. But that's impossible. The progenitors vanished months ago. Vex-High's mind raced. The progenitors, the elder race that had seeded intelligence throughout the galaxy before disappearing. Their technology was the foundation upon which the Dominion had built its empire. We've made a terrible mistake, Vex-High realized. This world, it's not a primitive outpost. It's a progenitor sanctuary. The realization came too late. Earth's ancient defenses, awakened by humanity's desperate stand, formed a network of unimaginable power. Energy shields enveloped the planet, far stronger than anything the Dominion could generate. More dramatically, the system began to affect space itself around Earth. Gravitational waves pulsed outward, disrupting the Dominion fleet's ability to maintain orbit. Admiral Torres watched in awe as their desperate defense transformed into something far greater. All Earth forces, cease fire. Let's see what our ancient benefactors have in store. The progenitor system spoke, not in words, but in pure understanding that touched every conscious mind in the solar system. The message was simple yet profound. This world is protected. Its children have proven worthy. Vex-High felt the weight of galactic law upon him. The Dominion's own charter, based on respect for progenitor sites, left no room for interpretation. All Dominion forces, stand down, he commanded, his mental voice heavy with defeat and wonder. By the ancient accords, we must withdraw. But the progenitor system wasn't finished. Knowledge flowed into human minds, not overwhelming, but offered gently, like a parent teaching a child to walk. Understanding of interstellar travel, sustainable technology, and humanity's true heritage as inheritors of the progenitor legacy. General Chen found himself face-to-face with Vex-High in a neutral meeting space created by the progenitor system, a bubble of reality where human and Dominion could interact safely. "We owe you an apology," Vex-High said, his mental voice carrying genuine humility. "We mistook inheritors for primitives." "We didn't know ourselves," Chen replied. "We thought we were alone, struggling to survive." "You were being tested," Vex-High explained. "The progenitors left their technology dormant on many worlds, waiting for the native species to prove worthy. Your defiance, your unity in the face of overwhelming odds, this activated their protection." The implications were staggering. Humanity hadn't just defended Earth, they had passed an ancient trial and earned their place among the stars. Over the following days, the Dominion fleet withdrew, but not in defeat. They left as witnesses to something momentous, the awakening of a new progenitor-inheritor species. Earth's hidden defenders emerged from their bunkers to find a world transformed. The progenitor system had gifted humanity with clean energy, restored ecosystems, and the knowledge to take their place in the galactic community as equals, not subjects. Dr. Petrov, the astronomer who had first spotted the approaching fleet, stood with his colleagues at Mauna Kea Observatory. The night sky looked different now, filled with possibilities rather than threats. "What happens now?" Sarah Chen asked. Petrov smiled. "Now we learn to be worthy of the trust placed in us. The progenitors didn't just leave us weapons, they left us responsibility." Across Earth, humanity celebrated not conquest, but liberation. They had faced the ultimate test and discovered that being primitive was never about technology, it was about potential. The message spread throughout the galaxy. Earth had rejected the Empire's demands, not out of ignorance or pride, but because humanity was destined for something greater. The children of Earth had come into their inheritance. As the Dominion fleet disappeared into the vastness of space, they carried with them a new understanding. The age of forced integration was ending. The age of true galactic partnership was about to begin. And Earth, the little blue world that said no to an empire, stood ready to help write the next chapter of galactic history. Retroclaude can make mistakes. Please double-check responses.